Good morning, boys and girls. Hope all is well. Happy Monday. I know we had a fabulous graduation drive-by on Friday, and I know it was so exciting for everyone. So today is Monday morning, and I have a story that I want to read to you. It's called Thank You, Amu by Ogi Mora. I hope you're ready for the story. Thank you, Amu. On the corner of First Street and Long Street, on the very top floor, Amu was cooking a thick red stew in a big fat pot for a nice evening meal. She seasoned and stirred it and made a small pot of stew, but boy, did it smell good. What a delicious stew, Amu said. Tonight's dinner will surely be the best I ever had. Here is Amu. With that, Amu put down her spoon and went to read a book before supper. As a thick red stew simmered on the stove, its scrumptious scent wafted out the window. Means it went flying out the window, down the street, down the hallway, towards the end of the block, until there was a knock at the door. Someone was at the door. When Amu opened it, she saw, look how it flew, the smell, the scent of the stew went all the way down the block. A little boy. Little boy, Amu explained. What brings you here to my home? Why? I was playing with my race car down the hall when I smelled the most delicious smell, the little boy replied. What is it? Thick red stew. Stew, he sighed. That sure sounds yummy. Amu thought for a moment. She was saving her stew for dinner, but she had made quite a bit. It would not hurt to share. Would you like some? The little boy nodded, and so Amu spooned out some thick red stew from the big fat pot for her nice evening meal. Thank you, Amu, the little boy said, and went on his way. With that, Amu closed the door and went back to her book. As she read, her thick red stew, scrumptious scent, went right out the window again and out the door, down the hall, towards the street and around the block, until knock, knock, someone was at the door. When Amu opened the door, this time she saw. Who do you think she saw? A police officer. Miss Police Officer, Amu explained. What brings you to my home? Tell me, explain, tell me why. I was on duty down the street when I smelled the most delicious smell. Miss Police Officer replied, What is it? Thick red stew. Stew, she said, and her mouth watered. That sounds tasty. Amu thought for a moment. There was still enough to share. Would you like some? The police officer nodded. Once again, Amu spooned out some thick red stew from the big fat pot for her nice evening meal. Thank you, Amu, the officer said, and went on her way. And so, for the second time, Amu closed the door and went back to her book. Sure enough, as she read, her thick red stew scrumptious scent went out the window and out the door, down the hall, towards the street, and around the block, until again someone was at Amu's door. This time, when she opened it, she saw a hot dog vendor. Mr. Hot Dog Vendor, Amu said, what brings you to my home? I was selling my hot dogs down the block when I smelled the most delicious smell. Mr. Hot Dog Vendor replied, what is it? Thick red stew. Uh-oh. The vendor licked his lips. That sounds quite delectable. Means delicious. So Amu spooned out some thick red stew for the big fat pot, from the big fat pot for her nice evening meal. Thank you, Amu, the hot dog vendor said, and went on his way. All these people are getting the nice big delicious stew from the big fat pot. Throughout the day, people from all across the neighborhood knocked on Amu's door. She fed a shop owner, a cab driver, a doctor, an actor, a lawyer, a dancer, a baker, an artist, a singer, an athlete, a bus driver, a construction worker, and even the mayor stopped by. Everyone from the neighborhood came by for Amu's stew. Soon the sky darkened, the lights brightened outside, the street lights turned on, and it was finally time for dinner. But when Amu opened her big fat pot of thick red stew for her nice evening meal, it was empty. There was nothing left inside the pot. Amu sniffled. There goes the best dinner I ever had. Sorry and blue, she sat at the table with her empty pot until knock, 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 knock at her door. Who could that be? Amu wondered. When she opened her door, guess who she saw? Make a prediction. The little boy, the police officer, the hot dog vendor, the shop owner, the cab driver, the doctor, the actor, the lawyer, the dancer, the baker. Why, everyone she fed today was at her door. I'm sorry, everyone, Amu sighed. My thick red stew is all gone. I have nothing left to share. The little boy tugged on Amu's sleeve. Don't worry, Amu. We are not here to ask you for any stew. We are here to give. The way Amu gave her stew out, they were here to give back. The police officer carried in a fresh salad. The mayor entered with a roasted chicken. The baker brought a collection of sweet goodies. Even the little boy presented Amu with something special in a shiny red envelope. Everyone who had knocked on Amu's door that day squeezed into her tiny apartment, and together they ate, danced, and celebrated. While Amu's big fat pot of thick red stew was empty, her heart was full of happiness and love. They all gave back. That dinner was the best she has ever had. And in that envelope was a little note that said, "Thank you, Amu." The end. And the way everyone in the neighborhood gave back to Amu because she shared her stew with them, you gave back to us on Friday, and you came to our graduation drive-by, and you gave everyone at the kindergarten center, all of the faculty, so much love. I want all of you to have a fabulous, fabulous Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.